even they are human. And maybe someday even they will wake up.
See. October 9, 1967. The same classroom. The lieutenant is talking to Ramon.
To tell you the truth, the more I think of it, the less I understand. Your family is rich. You left them. You became a physician. Instead of practicing your profession and where you're paid, you prefer to take care of these savages in the jungle. You make a revolution in Cuba. You win. You become a minister, oh my God. You could live beautifully with all the privileges of your position. Money and women. Instead you come here to suffer and possibly die. I don't understand you. In Havana they have the best brothels in the world.
They had. And the Cuban economy was dependent on the United States tourism.
But Cuba still has women. With your position and power, you could have hundreds of women. Anything you want.
There are men who prefer to fight exploitation and hunger.
But you had won your revolution. I can understand winning one, but two? It's absurd. Who has ever won two or more revolutions? No one.
As long as there is injustice and hunger, there will be revolutionaries. And to make revolution is the first duty of all revolutionaries.
Let's reason a little. You are not hungry. Your parents and your friends are not hungry. You care about the others. The world is full of hungry people. How can you feed them all? It's impossible. Look, if I divided my rations and my pay with 100 starving Indians, we'd all end up hungry.
You know very well that we don't want charity to be divided. It is a society that must be reorganized. No more exploitation, no more class distinction.
Society with no class distinction, it's impossible, my friend. You and I, we come from different environments. Maybe it's some fortunate coincidence, I don't know. But we are a step above, what am I saying? Many steps above the Indians, the unemployed. They rot around us. I don't mean to boast, Jay, but I have a degree. I've studied hard to get it. In a way, I belong to the ruling class.
In a way.
All right, my power is limited, but we, the ones who have studied, we are the ruling class. We are different from the others. We are a class apart.
Our duty is to commit suicide as a class so that we can be restored to life as a revolutionary workers, totally identified with the deepest aspirations of the people.
It's ridiculous. Some are born white, some are born black. We were born with more intelligence than the others. It's our destiny to rule.
While millions starve? While hundreds of thousands are murdered in the streets and in the jails?
It takes years, Che. It takes patience.
Patience? Oh, no. You cannot ask those who are starving to have patience. This is a continent where 170 million human beings go to bed hungry. How much longer can they endure suffering in silence?
It's their fate to live like that. No one is going to save them. Look at the results of the other revolutions. Jesus Christ, who spoke for the humble, the poor, for justice among men. His priests today are fat and content, and they help no one. Look at the Russians, fat and happy. They don't help anyone. The same with the Cubans. You are the only one who left them. The few on the top eat like pigs. The others starve.
How do you know?
I know. The world always turns in the same direction. You are the exception, Che. That's why I admire you. You are, how should I say it, romantic. The others abandoned the boats when it's sinking. You leave it when it's safely anchored in the harbor.
After one step, another must follow.
The Americans would call you a dropout. No offense, Che, but you're a dropout.
It's a compliment. Dropping out can be an act of affirmation if you know what you're doing. I did it twice. I dropped out from a comfortable life in Rosario. I dropped out from an easy life in an office in Cuba after the victory. But I always drop out from what you call a safely anchored boat with a plan in my head. It's the only positive act in a world where violence against the defenseless is still a daily occurrence.
We hear footsteps. The colonel enters. He is followed by Miguel, Teno, Paco, and other Bolivian soldiers. With them are two prisoners, Juan and Aniceto. Juan has lost his glasses, He is very pale. Ramon and the two prisoners exchange smiles. The colonel signals to tie them against the wall, one at the right and the other at the left. The colonel gives the lieutenant some money to distribute to the soldiers. The lieutenant whispers something into the colonel's ear while looking at Ramon.
My dear Commandante, as you see, we have also captured your last two men.
The last two.
Precisely. Ask my soldiers if you don't believe me. They were sleeping like dogs, tired of escaping, no doubt, the last two.
If it pleases you, believe it.
Notices that each soldier is getting 2 banknotes.
That's only an advance. Prepare the receipts for your colonel. I'm sure he will justify the expenses involved.
Amazing that you still feel like joking.
Always. By the way, how much time do I have? What were the orders from Washington?
Washington has nothing to do with this.
We all know that you are mercenaries at the service of the imperialists.
In the same way you are servants of Moscow.
If Moscow helped the revolutionaries the way Washington helps the reactionaries, the world will be free in 10 years, even sooner.
All right. You think whatever you want. I have come with a definite and clear purpose.
Takes a piece of paper out of his pocket. It is yellow.
I recognize it. It's the same paper the Admiral asked me to sign.
And you spat in his face before he could show it to you. Are you crazy? He's an admiral.
He's just another servant of the Pentagon. You know, I don't like servants.
Have you an idea of what it is?
It doesn't interest me.
It should. I warn you, Jay. It's your only chance, your last hope. You see, Jay, I brought you here to friends. I brought your two friends here to prove to you that the revolution in Bolivia has failed. If you admit it by signing the paper, you'll be free to go to Cuba.
No.
Or Argentina, if you prefer to your parents.
No.
You certainly know what your battle is. You certainly know that your battle is over. If you don't sign, Jay, you will appear forever.
Other Chess are already fighting against the servants like you. And other Chess will follow my example in this struggle against indignity and hunger.
You're young, Jay. You're only 39.
And who wants to be 100 in a cesspool?
Don't sign, Jay. They'll kill you.
They? What an interesting admission.
You see, Jay, I should hate you for what you did to me in Samaguata. But you're Latin American like me. You're an incurable romantic, and I like you. If you don't sign, it's the end, Jay. It's death.
It will be welcome if such a death will generate new will to continue our struggle.
Just admit a very simple truth, Jay, that the revolution in Bolivia has failed. Nothing else.
Shows him the paper.
We have not failed, and you know it.
What do you have to lose by signing it? Admit this defeat now. You can have another revolution later, somewhere easier.
One betrays a revolution in many ways. Also by saying that he has been defeated. He will be a lie. I will not lie.
The colonel looks in Ramon's eyes. He knows he is unmovable. He gives up. The colonel turns his back to Ramon. He goes to the man who was waiting for him. They exchange a few words. Meanwhile, Aniceto talks to Ramon.
When I heard that they had captured you, we couldn't run anymore. We lost our will to live.
I understand that, Sid. But I never thought of you. You lose your will to live. No one should.
It's my fault, Ramon. I couldn't move. I couldn't. Not even an inch. Believe me.
You did what you could, I'm sure.
The colonel exits. The man walks toward Ramon. Ramon recognizes him and is surprised.
What a coincidence.